higher than the mountains that I face, stronger than the power of the grave, constant in the trial and the change. This one thing remains. This one thing remains. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love. And on and on and on and on it goes. Yes, it overwhelms and satisfies my soul. And I'll never ever have to be afraid. This one thing remains. This one thing remains. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love. In death, in life, I'm confident and covered by the power of your great love. My debt is paid. I'm nothing that can separate my heart from your great love. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, and never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love. In death and on and on and on it goes. Yes, it overwhelms and satisfies my soul. And I'll never ever have to be afraid. This one thing remains. This one thing remains. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love.
Your love is never failing. Your love is never ending. Your love, your love, your love, love, love.
Hi, I'm Skip Johnson, Associate Minister at Cannon United Methodist Church. We're down on the prayer trail back behind the church this day. It's a wonderful day. The sky is blue, it's very green. I wanted to talk to you about a book that came back to mind for me just a couple of weeks ago. I hadn't thought about it in years. Anne Morrow Lindbergh. Anne Morrow Lindbergh was the wife of Charles Lindbergh, who's famous as an aviator. She outlived her husband, but she also did a lot of writing during her life, writing books that were inspirational as well as about explorations that she did. But she wrote a book in 1955 that's still in print. And I actually read a copy of it. It's a short book back when I was in my late teens, early 20s. It's called Gift from the Sea. And it's a group of essays that are talking about a time she is at the seashore and how she's walking along the beaches. And it talks about what happiness is, what meaning in life is all about, what joy can be understood. And she talks about it in walking a beach in the early mornings and the days and the shells that she finds that wash up on the shore. It's been a long time since I've read the book, although I may go back and pick it up again. But I remember she talks about sometimes when you first get to the beach and you're walking along the shore and the waves are coming in, you start gathering every pretty shell that you see. You put them in a bucket and pretty soon it's just got a heavy bucket. But then she said she realized that after doing that maybe for a day or 2 days, she really almost dumps the shells out and she picks up much fewer shells, many fewer shells. Because she gets more into the rhythm of simply being there at the beach with the waves that come in, and it begins to calm her down and take away the anxiety she's been feeling in other parts of her life. And realizing that what comes from the waves is a gift. It's a gift that she can receive just one at a time. She doesn't need to gather and try to get as many as she can find. The reason this was on my mind was a vacation that I took early in August when I was up in Montana. And I was part of a fossil exploration group. We'd go around these badlands just outside of Billings, Montana, and we'd walk through these gullies and these washes and up these hills. We'd look for fossils. We'd get there early in the morning just as the sun was coming up, and we'd just break into groups and teams and start walking. And I found that the first several days I was there, I did not find a single fossil. I found nothing. I would look everywhere that I could and nothing seemed to show up. But then as the week went on, it was as if my eyes became acclimated or aligned or ready to receive. And suddenly I started finding fossils almost everywhere that I looked. If you're here at our church at Cannon, come by my office sometimes and I'll share a few of the fossils that I brought back from Montana. But as I thought back on it, and then also in light of that book by Anne Morrow Lindbergh, I realized you have to slow down to really receive. You have to let the hectic anxiety move away until you can find yourself in a place or in a zone to receive what's there for you to find. I mention that because I know that God sometimes, in terms of how God gives to us, is like that. I had walked over the same ground I had already been over before the day before, and now I found fossils that were already there. It wasn't like they suddenly appeared. They were already there, just my eye just could not discern them. So my word to you is really from Anne Morrow Lindbergh. Slow yourself down. Slow yourself down and allow the patterns like waves at the ocean or simply the rising of the sun to slow you down so that you can receive what God is that God wants to give you. The Bible tells us to seek and we shall find. I believe this is true, but I believe we have to be in a place to receive what it is that God has for us to find. Thank you. I hope you find what God has given for you today.
Great is your faithfulness, O God. You wrestle with the sinner's heart. Your